Awareness is the first protection, because without awareness, you are blind to the path that is unfolding in front of you. These days that are coming, the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th of September, are not simply days that pass in the same rhythm as every other week. They carry with them a different weight, a different vibration, a different intensity. But how many people will notice? How many people will truly see what is being presented to them? Most of humanity lies asleep, with open eyes but closed hearts, with an active body but a dull mind. They move from one moment to another without stopping to realize that every second, every choice, every breath is shaping the direction of their destiny. And so, when critical days arrive, when the energy around them is shifting, when the universe is whispering loudly, they are deaf to it because awareness is absent. Awareness is the difference between stumbling into danger and walking with certainty through the same storm. Imagine a man walking in the dark forest. If his eyes are closed, every step is filled with fear, every sound becomes a threat, and every movement feels like an attack. But if his eyes are open, the same forest does not intimidate him. The sounds become signals, the movements become patterns, and he knows where to place his foot so he does not stumble. This is why awareness is the first protection. When you are aware, you no longer fear the unknown, because the unknown begins to reveal itself to you. In these coming days of September, life will test you in ways you may not yet see. It could be in the form of challenges that appear suddenly, situations that force you to act quickly, or emotions that rise unexpectedly. Many people will collapse because they were not awake. They will allow panic, fear, or anger to take hold of them, and in those emotions, they will lose control. But if you remain aware, you will notice the shift before it overwhelms you. You will see the storm forming before the rain touches you. You will sense the danger before it arrives at your door. This is what awareness grants you, the space between stimulus and response, and in that space lies your freedom. Awareness is not a complicated practice. It does not require special tools, and it does not belong only to monks sitting in mountains. Awareness is simply the act of being here, right now, without escaping into yesterday or running into tomorrow. It is the ability to watch your thoughts as they rise, to feel your emotions as they appear, and to listen to the world as it speaks to you. When you cultivate this awareness, life no longer controls you because you become a participant, not a prisoner. The river of life flows, but you learn to swim with it, not drown in it. The reason most people suffer when critical days arrive is not because the day itself is cruel, but because their awareness is asleep. If you enter these days with no awareness, every small event will shake you. A single word from someone can ruin your peace. A small challenge can feel like a mountain. A minor obstacle can look like a wall you cannot climb. But when you enter with awareness, nothing has the power to destroy you, because you see things as they are, not as your mind exaggerates them. Awareness gives you perspective, and perspective gives you peace. Think of a candle in a dark room. Without the candle, the room feels frightening, because you do not know what hides in the corners. But once the flame is lit, the darkness does not disappear, yet it loses its power to scare you. Awareness is that flame. Life will always contain darkness, uncertainty, fear, pain, struggle. But with awareness, the darkness cannot rule you. The candle does not need to destroy the dark, it only needs to shine. The same is true for you in the days of September. You do not need to control the external world, because that is impossible. You only need to keep your flame of awareness alive, and it will protect you more than any wall, any weapon, or any shield. Now, awareness is not only about noticing what is outside of you. It is also about noticing what is happening within you. The greatest battles are not fought on the outside. They are fought in the mind, in the heart, in the soul. The storm outside is less dangerous than the storm inside. When fear rises within you, Awareness is the only force that can stop it from growing into panic. When anger begins to burn, awareness is the only water that can cool it before it consumes you. When doubt whispers into your ear, awareness is the voice that reminds you that thoughts are not facts and feelings are not forever. So in these 3 days that are coming, awareness becomes your guardian. It is the invisible companion that stands by your side and protects you from making mistakes you would regret. With awareness, you will pause before reacting. With awareness, you will see that sometimes silence is stronger than argument, that patience is more powerful than haste, that waiting is a decision just as important as acting. Without awareness, you will move like a puppet pulled by emotions. But with awareness, you will move like a master who chooses every step with intention. The tragedy of life is not that people fall, but that they fall asleep while walking. They forget to live. They forget to notice. They forget to be present. This is why when critical moments arrive, they are unprepared. It is like a student who sleeps through class and then complains that the exam is too difficult. Life is giving you the lesson every day. Every sunrise, every conversation, every challenge is teaching you something. If you pay attention, you will be ready when the exam comes. But if you are asleep, the exam will feel impossible. The days of 15, 16, and 17 September are such exams. They are not designed to destroy you. They are designed to reveal to you how awake you are. Awareness also connects you to intuition, that inner knowing that does not come from books or teachers, but from the silent wisdom within your being. Sometimes you cannot explain why you feel something, but awareness makes you trust it. Perhaps you feel the need to avoid a place, or to reach out to someone, or to remain quiet when others are loud. These are not coincidences. They are signals from your inner guide. But if you are lost in distraction, you will never hear them. When you are aware, your intuition becomes louder than your fear, and in critical days, intuition can save you from disaster. But awareness must be trained. It does not appear magically because you desire it. Just as the body must be exercised to grow stronger, awareness must be cultivated daily. This means practicing mindfulness in the small moments, not only when the crisis comes. It means paying attention while you breathe, while you eat, while you speak. It means noticing when your mind drifts into worry and gently bringing it back to now. It means observing your emotions without becoming their slave. If you train your awareness in ordinary moments, then when extraordinary days arrive, your awareness will already be sharp enough to protect you. The truth is, these 3 days of September will pass. The sun will rise and set as always. The calendar will move forward. But the question is, will you pass through them awake or asleep? Will you be aware of the lessons they carry? Or will you let them slip through your fingers like every other wasted day? Awareness is not just protection from harm, it is also the key to growth. If you are aware, these days will not only protect you, they will transform you. You will see opportunities hidden in the challenges. You will feel strength rising in the struggle. You will discover wisdom in the silence. And that is why awareness is the first protection, because it does not only defend you, it also elevates you. When you look back at your life, you will realize that the most critical moments were never about the external situation. They were always about your internal state. Two people can face the same storm, one collapses, the other rises. The difference is not the storm, the difference is awareness. One was awake, the other was not. Awareness is the silent force that makes you unshakable. It does not promise that life will always be easy, but it promises that no matter how hard it becomes, you will not be lost. So as the days of 15, 16, and 17th of September come closer, remember this truth. Do not waste your energy trying to control the uncontrollable. Do not drown yourself in fear of what might happen. Instead, sharpen your awareness. Be present in every moment. Watch yourself as if you are both actor and observer. Train your mind to notice, to listen, to feel. And when those days arrive, awareness will already be standing beside you, ready to protect you. Awareness is the first protection because it is the root from which all other strengths grow. Discipline, patience, courage, wisdom, all of these depend on awareness. Without awareness, discipline becomes mechanical, patience becomes weakness, courage becomes recklessness, and wisdom becomes lost knowledge. But with awareness, discipline becomes purposeful, patience becomes strength, courage becomes clarity, and wisdom becomes alive. So guard your awareness more than you guard your possessions, for it is more valuable than gold. Possessions can be stolen, opportunities can be lost, but awareness can never be taken from you unless you abandon it yourself. The world may try to distract you, but only you can choose to remain awake. And if you remain awake, these critical days of September will not harm you. They will shape you. They will awaken you even deeper. They will pass, but you will not remain the same. You will rise above them. This is why awareness is the first protection. It is not a shield that blocks life, it is a light that reveals it. And when the light is shining, no darkness can control you. Pressure creates the diamond, and if there is one truth that life will continue to remind us, it is that greatness is never born in comfort. The days of 15, 16, and 17th of September will arrive not as gifts wrapped in ease, but as trials wrapped in intensity. They will press against you, they will weigh upon you, they will demand something from you that ordinary days do not ask for. And yet, it is precisely because of this pressure that these days matter. Without pressure, nothing changes, and without pressure, no transformation ever takes place. The seed does not become a tree without breaking its shell. The river does not carve valleys without force. The human being does not awaken without trials that shake the foundation of what he thought he could endure. The pressure you feel is not a punishment, it is a signal that life is trying to awaken the diamond that lies hidden within you. When you hold a piece of coal in your hand, it looks fragile, dirty, and common. But under the earth, when it is exposed to immense heat and unbearable pressure, that same coal transforms into something rare, unbreakable, and luminous. You may not realize it, but you are the same. Inside of you lies a potential that ordinary days cannot touch. It takes days of pressure, days that feel heavy, days that test your limits, to reveal what you are truly made of. These days of September are not here to destroy you, but to squeeze from you the strength, clarity, and resilience that have been sleeping inside. But here lies the paradox. When pressure arrives, most people run. They avoid discomfort, they resist change, they cry out that life is unfair. They look at the fire and see only destruction, never realizing that the same fire that burns also forges. Without fire, there is no steel. Without heat, there is no purity of gold. Without pressure, there is no diamond. If you understand this, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And instead you ask, what is this trying to shape in me? You stop escaping the weight of the moment, and instead you breathe under it, trusting that every second you endure is transforming you into someone stronger than before. The truth is, pressure reveals character. In calm seas, every sailor looks like a master. But when the storm comes, the truth is revealed. Pressure strips away the masks. It removes the illusions, and it shows who you really are. It is easy to speak of strength when life is gentle, but what happens when life pushes back? It is easy to talk about patience when no one is testing your patience. But what happens when the world provokes you? It is easy to claim discipline when nothing tempts you, but what happens when temptation is pressing against your will? These days of pressure are not here to break you. They are here to reveal you. And what they reveal depends not on the pressure, but on how you meet it. Imagine two pieces of glass. When pressure comes, one shatters into fragments, while the other transforms into a prism that bends light into colors. The difference is not in the pressure, but in the structure. In the same way, two people can face the same day. One collapses, the other rises. One complains, the other learns. One curses the weight, the other embraces it. Which one are you? That is the choice the days of September will demand from you. Pressure is also the invitation to grow beyond your comfort zone. Growth does not happen in stillness. It happens when something stretches you, when something demands more than you thought you had. A muscle does not grow until it is torn in training. A mind does not expand until it wrestles with difficulty. A spirit does not rise until it feels the heaviness of the world pressing upon it. When pressure arrives, it is the universe saying, "You are ready for more." If you see it this way, you will stop resisting. You will welcome the pressure as the sign that you are being prepared for a higher level of life. But many fear pressure because they misunderstand it. They think pressure means failure. They think if they feel the weight, it means they are weak. No, pressure is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are in the process of becoming strong. Just as the athlete feels the burn in his muscles before the strength grows, just as the student feels the difficulty before the understanding comes, just as the climber feels the exhaustion before the summit is reached, so too must you feel the pressure before the transformation happens. Do not confuse the feeling of difficulty with the presence of defeat. Difficulty is not defeat. Difficulty is the path to victory. There is also a hidden beauty in pressure. It forces focus. When life is easy, the mind wanders. When everything is soft, we waste time on distractions. But when pressure comes, it sharpens your vision like a blade. Suddenly, you stop worrying about trivialities. Suddenly, you focus only on what truly matters. Suddenly, you discover a clarity that ordinary days never give you. Pressure forces you to prioritize. It strips away the unnecessary and leaves only the essential. And in this clarity, you find your real power. In these days of September, when the pressure weighs on you, remember this: the diamond does not resist the pressure, it accepts it. It does not fight against the force. It allows the force to shape it. This does not mean you give up. It means you trust that the weight is purposeful. It means you do not waste energy complaining. You do not waste energy running. Instead, you conserve your energy and let the transformation happen. This is the art of resilience, not the absence of pressure, but the ability to remain whole under pressure. When you look at the lives of the great masters, the warriors, the thinkers, the teachers, you will always find that their greatness was born from moments of immense pressure. The monk becomes enlightened not by avoiding struggle, but by sitting through the storms of the mind. The warrior becomes unbreakable not by escaping battle, but by standing firm in the heat of conflict. The thinker discovers truth not by avoiding doubt, but by wrestling with it until clarity shines. Why would your journey be different? Why would you think that your growth would arrive without pressure, without trial, without weight? If you truly wish to awaken, if you truly wish to rise, then you must understand pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is your companion. But here is the danger. If you resist the pressure, if you deny it, if you collapse under it, then you lose the chance to transform. The coal that refuses the heat will remain coal forever. The seed that refuses to break will never become a tree. The human who refuses the challenge will never discover the diamond within. This is why the days of September are critical. They are not just days, they are doors. Pressure is the key that unlocks them. But you must be willing to walk through. You may ask, how do I endure the pressure? The answer is to breathe, to trust, to remain centered. Pressure becomes unbearable only when you resist it. When you accept it, when you align with it, you realize it is not here to crush you but to carve you. Endurance is not about gritting your teeth in anger. It is about relaxing into the truth that this moment is shaping you. The sculptor uses the hammer and chisel to strike the stone, but the stone does not fight back. It allows itself to be shaped, and in time, a statue of beauty emerges. If you trust the sculpting of life, You too will emerge from these days more refined, more powerful, more awake. Pressure also teaches humility. It reminds you that you are not invincible, that you are not in control of everything. But at the same time, it reveals that you are stronger than you thought. It humbles you while empowering you. This is the dual gift of pressure. It shows you your limits, and then it shows you that those limits can be broken. Without pressure, you would never know how much potential you truly carry. You would remain comfortable, small, ordinary. With pressure, you discover that the human spirit is vast, resilient, infinite. So, when the days of 15th, 16th, and 17th of September come, do not wish for them to be easy. Do not hope for comfort. Instead, welcome the pressure. Feel its weight, breathe through it, and know that it is shaping you into something greater. Do not waste the opportunity to become the diamond hidden inside the coal, because once these days pass, they will not return. And the person you are when they are gone will be the person who either resisted transformation or embraced it. Pressure creates the diamond. This is not just a metaphor, it is a law of nature. And you, too, are a piece of nature. The same laws that shape the earth shape you. The same forces that create mountains, that carve rivers, that ignite stars, are moving through you in the form of pressure. Will you let them break you, or will you let them shape you? That is the question these days will ask. Answer wisely, because the future you become depends on how you meet the pressure today. Discipline is your lifeline, and when the days of 15th, 16th, and 17th of September arrive, it will not be motivation, it will not be inspiration, it will not be fleeting emotions that carry you through, but discipline alone. When the storm rises, when the pressure becomes heavy, when the distractions of the world grow louder than your inner voice, discipline is the rope that prevents you from being swept away. Without discipline, you may begin the journey with enthusiasm, but you will not finish it. Without discipline, you may carry good intentions, but you will collapse when the test arrives. Discipline is the structure that allows you to hold your ground when everything around you begins to tremble. It is the quiet strength, the unseen backbone, the silent force that holds you together. Discipline is not something you borrow in a moment of crisis. It is something you cultivate in the ordinary, so that when the extraordinary arrives, it is already inside you, ready to guide you. Most people make the mistake of waiting for the hard times before they decide to train discipline, but by then it is too late. The athlete does not wait for the competition to begin his training, he prepares long before. The warrior does not sharpen his blade when the battle begins, he sharpens it every day in silence. The mind, the body, the spirit must be sharpened daily with the practice of discipline, so that when the day of testing comes, you are not scrambling for strength, you already embody it. What is discipline? It is not punishment, though many mistake it for that. It is not suppression, though some confuse it with control. Discipline is alignment. It is living in harmony with the truth, even when your emotions want to pull you away. It is doing what must be done, even when your body resists. It is choosing the higher path, even when the lower path looks easier. It is not about denying yourself life, it is about directing your life with purpose. Discipline is not chains around your freedom, it is the very force that grants you freedom, because without discipline you are a prisoner to impulses, to moods, to desires that shift like the wind. With discipline, you master yourself, and only in mastery does freedom exist. In the days of September, there will be moments when fear will rise and whisper to you to stop. Discipline will tell you to keep walking. There will be temptations to waste time, to indulge in weakness, to escape the weight of responsibility. Discipline will remind you that every wasted moment is a piece of your destiny slipping away. There will be anger rising, ready to explode in words that you cannot take back. Discipline will place silence on your lips and control in your heart. In this way, discipline becomes a lifeline, because it stops you from drowning in the flood of emotions and impulses that will attack you. Without discipline, you are like a boat with no anchor. The waves of life push you here and there until you crash. But with discipline, you are anchored in the storm. The water still moves, the waves still rise, but you remain steady. This steadiness is the difference between survival and collapse. It is the difference between those who rise through the critical days and those who are broken by them. Discipline is also the art of consistency. Anyone can act once in courage, anyone can shine once in clarity, but discipline is what makes you shine every day, not just in rare moments. The diamond is not formed in one strike of pressure, but in years of steady weight. In the same way, transformation is not achieved in one burst of effort, but in the daily choice to remain steady. The one who disciplines himself daily is unshakable, because every day he adds one more layer of strength to his foundation. When the critical days arrive, his foundation is already unbreakable. The one who lived without discipline, however, will collapse, because there is no structure within him to hold the weight. But discipline is not glamorous. It does not bring applause. It is not loud. It is silent, repetitive, often invisible. It is the early morning when you rise while the world still sleeps. It is the restraint when you eat, when you speak, when you act. It is the countless times you say no to distraction, yes to focus, no to weakness, yes to strength. No one may notice your discipline in the moment, but everyone will notice your lack of it when the test comes. The reward of discipline is internal transformation. The punishment of neglecting it is external collapse. Discipline is also the guardian of purpose. Many people know what they want, but few have the discipline to stay the course. The fire of desire burns bright at first, but without discipline, it burns out quickly. How many begin with passion and end with regret? How many start strong but fade because they could not remain consistent? Passion is the spark, but discipline is the wood that keeps the fire alive. Without wood, the spark dies. Without discipline, the dream dies. If you wish to carry your purpose through the storms of life, you must tie it to discipline. For discipline will not abandon you when motivation disappears. The days of September will tempt you to break your discipline. You may feel tired and your mind will tell you to stop. You may feel doubt and your heart will tell you it is pointless. You may face obstacles and the world will tell you it is impossible. But discipline does not listen to these voices. Discipline listens only to the truth you already know. It does not bend to mood. It does not surrender to weakness. It is stubborn in the direction of your highest self. If you keep discipline alive in these days, nothing can defeat you, because discipline makes you endure longer than the storm. The storm is temporary, but discipline is eternal if you choose it. Understand this. Discipline is not given, it is built. And it is built not in the extraordinary moments, but in the ordinary ones. If you cannot control yourself in the small, do not expect to control yourself in the great. If you cannot master your morning, do not expect to master your destiny. The one who is faithful in small things becomes powerful in great things. Every time you wake up on time, every time you resist a temptation, every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are building discipline. And each act, no matter how small, becomes a thread in the rope that will hold you when the storm arrives. On the days of 15, 16, and 17 September, you will be glad that you wove this rope tightly, because without it, you will drown. Discipline also brings inner peace. Many think discipline is harsh, but the truth is, discipline removes chaos. A disciplined life is an ordered life, and order creates calmness. Chaos creates stress, anxiety, and weakness. When you live without discipline, you are constantly pulled in all directions, exhausted by every impulse, torn apart by every temptation. But with discipline, you simplify. You choose what matters, you cut away what does not, and you create a straight path for yourself. This straightness of path is peace. Peace does not come from avoiding challenges, Peace comes from walking in clarity. Discipline gives you that clarity,